What's good, YouTube? Nova here.
And Quasar, and we're the Primal Pokemon Playground. So we haven't uploaded a video in a while, but today we're going to talk to you about the new Sun and Moon and what kind of teams we want to build with.
What Pokemon are out?
Yeah.
Just so we decided that we're gonna go with no legendaries, no Ultra Beasts, and just Pokemon that are new to the game. So we decided we did pick Pokemon that are from the Kanto region, but we're using the Alolan forms. So that because they are new from the game, we let them go into our type in our picking when we were picking the Pokemon we wanted.
And I love how shiny Alolan Grimer looks the exact same as a normal Grimer.
Yeah,
Just wanted to point that out there. But anyways,
So yeah, these are the shiny ones. So yours will, if you catch it, it's probably not going to be shiny.
Yeah.
So don't expect and be like, oh, I got a shiny one when you don't see this form.
Yeah. So all the pictures of the Alolans are shiny. But anyways, we're gonna talk about them. But first, let's go off to the starters. So myself, I'm gonna be getting Pokemon Moon. So they already revealed some of the version exclusives. So of course, Lunala is the version exclusive legendary of Moon. So I will eventually get that, but because it's a legendary, I'm not gonna put it on my specific team for what we have right now. For starters, I wanted to go with the grass type. It starts off grass flying, which I think is really amazing. Um, Both of those types complement each other very well. Um, for example, flying's weak to electric, but grass is actually strong against electric. So that actually helps render its flying weakness actually a positive because of the dual typing. Same with the fact that grass is weak to bug, for example, but flying is strong against bugs. So there's another example. It maintains its flying with the second evolution, but the third and final evolution, it actually becomes a grass and ghost type, which I thought was really awesome because a typing like that, again, because it was flying type, it can still learn flying type moves, but now it can learn some cool ghost type moves. So it can be really effective against other ghosts, psychic types, and stuff like that. And also, it is now immune to stuff like fighting and normal. So I thought that was just awesome. So yeah, the final evolution is called Decidui, and it's a grass ghost. So I just thought that was awesome. I want to have that guy on my team.
True. I guess we'll go one at a time. So the starter I'm gonna start with is Populio. So he starts off as just a flat water type, so nothing too amazing. I saw his second form. I was like, I'm gonna keep him first. And then his last form, it's Primarina is the name of it, and it ends as a water fairy type, which is actually pretty cool. I'm okay with the water fairy typing. Makes him good against dragon types, of course, and he's just got the water advantage. He's got his typing doesn't really block out for anything, so that doesn't do much for him. But definitely is he fucking definitely wrecks Turtonator every way. So yeah, that guy's not gonna do much. But I like the typing, especially because I mean, from the way it was going, like from the look of this, I figured it'd be a water fairy, but I if it wasn't a water fairy, I probably wouldn't play it as a different typing. I'd just probably keep it there. But the water fairy is definitely something really good. I also plan to get Sun, so my version exclusive is Lunala or Solgaleo. So I will definitely have that guy on my team. For I guess your next pick.
Yeah, I really like the look of this guy. Its final evolution is Salazzle. It has a really unique ability. It's called Corrosion. So with that ability, it actually allows you to poison other poison type Pokemon and steel. Steel used to be immune to poison, so the fact that you can now actually poison a steel type Pokemon is pretty ridiculous. It's also a fire type too, so it can learn some fire type moves. And the fact that it looks like a freaking lizard thing, it can learn dragon type moves too, so that's like another bonus on top of that. So you can poison other poison or steel type Pokemon, and it can learn fire type moves, and it can learn dragon type moves. So I thought, what's not to love about a Pokemon like that?
True. That is very well diversed. Next up, I've got a Vecavolt. He's a bug electric type. Um, to me, this guy is really good. Just in general, he looks awesome. Not too sure what his ability is. I didn't look at that. But in general, I just really liked him because he's actually a neat typing. You know, a bug electric, like he's very weak to flying, but electric is super effective against flying, and he looks like he's gonna be super fast. So that could really work in your advantage with like if you face off a flying type and you get to hit him with that electric move faster, then that could definitely really help out with that downside to the flying type. As well as being a bug type, he does have the advantage over water, which is nice. Plus, he's electric, so he's got the dual type over water. So that's pretty awesome. So that's probably my reasonings for him.
And I wanted to go with Golisopod. So this is another bug and water type. Um, I really like that typing. This guy looks really cool. First of all, he's a pretty solid tank too, so I really like that about him. The fact that it's bug water, bug is weak to fire as well. But the fact that it's also water, that also helps nullify that disadvantage. So I really like that. Um, it is still weak to things like electric, flying, but also because water is weak to grass, but bug is strong against grass, that also does help there. But overall, I really like the look. I really like the type matchup that this guy has. I think he'd be a solid addition to my team as well.
All right. So next up, I got this guy over here, which is going to be Palsoland or Sand, Palso Sand, Palisand, Palo
However you
Sand.
say it.
However this thing goes, Palo Sand, Palo Sand. It's pretty well like that. But he's got a ghost ground type, so he's actually I mean he's immune to fighting, of course, and ground is super effective against fighting. So, woo, fighting, it's gonna crush fighting types. Um,
Immune to
he's
fighting.
immune to fighting. He's gonna crush.
Immune
Well,
to electric too, being
being
ground.
ground, so that's pretty nice. He's water is still effective against him still, but physical moves might not touch him because he's ghost. Well. I mean, I guess it still do as much damage, but him being ghost makes him a lot more immune to things, and the definitely the ground typing will help out a little bit. But overall, I think he's awesome. Like I just picked him because he's a freaking sandcastle, and who else wants a who doesn't want a freaking sandcastle
Yeah, it
as
does
a
look
Pokemon?
awesome.
Like, let's be honest there.
Alright, so for my next Pokemon, I decided to pick Oranguru, who is actually version specific to Moon. I really like this matchup as well because it's a normal psychic. So it's actually immune to Ghost as well. I don't know if people actually didn't know that, but it goes both ways where Ghost is immune to normal, but normal is also immune to Ghost. But if you do face off against the Ghost, the fact that it's also a psychic would just absolutely slaughter any Ghost type Pokemon. It has really high special defense, really high special attack, so that's really good. I think a solid special sweeper on the team would be really awesome to have. It can also even learn fighting type moves. It can learn a lot of ghost type moves too because of its psychic abilities, I guess. So there's a lot of different things you can do with Oranguru to actually help like balance out your team.
That's true. Next up, I've got Komodo. Now he's a fighting dragon type. Um, And honestly, like ever since I wasn't even thinking of him on my team until the freaking game demo, and I saw this guy, and I was like, "Holy crap, I want that!" So I added him to my team. And he's actually I actually like the typing because the fighting's pretty nice because it makes him a physical attacker as well as the dragon just being physically bulky as it usually is. I think it'll definitely help out with his typing. Um, and like you don't really see many different typings of dragon that's other than like dragon flying, dragon something else. You don't really see dragon fighting. So I think he's a really neat choice.
Yeah, that's a solid dual typing. For the last two Pokemon, I decided to go with a Alolan version. So the first one I want to talk about is Ninetales. Going from originally a fire type to now an ice fairy, I think is phenomenal. It can learn things like hail, and then it has snow cloak, so you can damage pretty much any non-ice type Pokemon, and then this obviously wouldn't get damaged because, of course, it is an ice type. And then the fairy also really helps out against your like dragons, of course. Although also ice is really strong against dragons. This is like the perfect Dragon Slayer Pokemon because it just absolutely demolishes all of your dragons because ice and fairy. Again, it's going to have a pretty solid special attack, so that's really good. Can learn things like Moonblast, of course, as well, which is a solid fairy type move. And things like Ice Beam as well are just really strong special ice type moves that I think would work really well on my team.
True. So I chose to go with one more of the actual Alolan Pokedex, not the Alolan forms. Silvally. Silvally is a normal type, but depending on with his ability, the RKS system is his ability. Depending on the type he's holding, is going to depend on what type his special move does. So let's say you have like the fire uh, memory disc. I think it is. I don't think it's a disc though, but I think it's a memory item. It's something with memory, and it has a typing. So if it's fire, he's gonna that move that you use is gonna be fire typing. Is gonna be a fire type. But if you change it depending on the battle you're going up against, he will be treated as that typing. So you could get any typing that you want. So technically, he's a normal and anything depending on what you want. Also, with him being a normal type and having that variety of different type to change his typing depending on what you want, will make him really effective, especially because he can learn so many different moves in general. You could teach him a fire type move and give him. You could teach him like four different typings, just so that he can be like a multi-typing guy, so he can take on different things. And being a normal type, he's immune to a lot of different things, and fighting's like one of the main things he's weak to. So you could even use him, and you can even give him a ground move, so that you take away that weakness of fighting type, because by the look of him, he looks like he's gonna be pretty fast in his. Not this one. I know it's a slower, but I think he's gonna be a lot more quick. Actually, he's balanced in this form. He's all balanced, so he's pretty fast in general. So I definitely feel he's a good choice. So I that's why I had him. Plus, he looks pretty awesome. That's another reason why I picked him. So your last one.
All right, and my other Alolan Pokemon, I decided to go with Alolan Golem just because it picked up that electric typing, so it is now a rock electric. It's still really slow, as regular Golem would be, obviously, but it is really bulky. It can do a really strong physical attack, and it has a really high physical defense. Now, the fact that it's rock, weak to water, but it picks up that electric typing, so it can still fight back against, any water types by using some electric type moves, and I think that's going to be really helpful. The fact that it's physical traits stand out. You want to be giving it things like Thunder Punch, which can do a really good amount of damage to like any water or like flying, for example. Like this Pokemon would just shit on any flying type because Rock is super effective against flying. Electric's obviously super effective against flying, so I think he would be an awesome addition as the final Pokemon on my team.
True. And for my last Pokemon, I went with an Alolan Pokemon, and I chose Alolan Sandslash. Now, honestly, this guy is an Ice Steel type. Um, so Ice is a very nice thing because it makes him good against Dragon, obviously, and plus Steel. Steel in general, I think is just really cool and makes him like a lot better. But honestly, I picked him because of that fucking art. Like just the way he looks is just the reason I picked him. Like I just think he looks awesome with the spikes coming out rather than the steel coming out of his backs and those friggin' long ass claws. I just and him being an ice type is even better. So that's probably why I picked him. And he has the same ability as Ninetales, so he can damage ice types and take and he doesn't get damaged by ice types.
Huh.
So very good.
The only problem here, though, is that the Sandslash is the Moon exclusive. While the Ninetales is the
Sun exclusive.
So obviously, we're gonna just pick them up and trade.
Because yeah, so basically, when you can get them, we're just gonna trade them over.
Yep.
So yeah, that is
That'll be our teams for what we have right now. So, anyways, let us know what kind of Pokemon you guys want in your team in the comment section below.
Yeah, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.